Hi everybody, this is Donnie. I am finally back again. I'm going to be doing a Playing With Me video for the week of September the 16th through the 22nd. This is going to be a backup of what has been going on in my life. And some of you have seen on Instagram and on Facebook that I was involved in the flooding that happened in Houston, the northeast side of Houston, a few weeks ago. And that's what this week was. And it was unexpected. I'll say it was not something that was on my bucket list, but I need to process through it. And I've decided to go ahead and try to just get back into my Plan With Me videos because I haven't planned. I've been busy doing these. Let me just point this out real quick. Some clips I've been making before the flood, before my trip to Houston. This is a set I made for my daughter-in-law and her mom, who both had planners. I'm going to be giving them some more planner stuff. But the clips that I made for them rusted. I'll get into all that later. But anyway, I have started making these, and if y'all are interested, I will be selling them only on Instagram. I'm not opening a shop. So if you're interested in planner clips like this, lots of charms and pretty beads, that's what I'm doing now in my other time. It's just for fun. So anyway, I have that. I have this cute little kit. In fact, I have had this for months and months, waiting for my new grandson to be born. This is ilovemyplannershop, and it's the mommy. I think she titled it something to do with mommy. Anyway, it's a printable kit that you can foil if you want to, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. But it's so adorable. I wanted something really cute to use. So that's why I had this ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and use it. I got to meet my new grandbaby for the first time, and we went through some experiences. So I will be talking about that. This gorgeous clip is from 3 Glitter Peas. She has an Instagram site. It's at the number 3 Glitter Peas, all one word, and an Etsy shop, 3 Glitter Peas. I loved it. So cute. I wanted it for this week. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take some time after I do the video to fill everything in. I'm not going to do that on camera because there was a whole lot of stuff going on. And I'll just talk about it as I do it. If you're interested in knowing what all happened, stick around because this is going to be full of all kinds of interesting information. I have a pin from Pin Gems, and this was part of a collection where the swirly marble look barrels, but it was cute. I thought it would look pretty with that. Set that up there. I have some foil stickers that I made, and so I'll be using those. And I also have my washi tape. Now it's pretty bedraggled looking because it went through the flood. Perfect for this particular week, right? I believe I was able to salvage every single roll I took with me. And although they look bad, they may not be good in the middle or something, I really think I was able to salvage them, dry them out, and kind of get them usable. They feel sticky. I'm going to try it and see. They don't look great. I'm not going to put them back in my drawers where they belong because they don't fit anymore. I do have a little zip pouch I'll put them in and keep them there. But especially these I wanted to bring into the kit, and maybe some of the others, we'll see. I didn't really know what I was going to do, and I'm thankful I did not bring on this trip my Erin Condren. It stayed here. It stayed dry. I did, however, lose some of my Planner Society covers. I had brought a hobo kit, a number of printable kits with me, and those printable kits are no longer existing. They did not make it. Neither did the TNs. So I'm going to go ahead and start by whitening out all this stuff. And it probably would be a real good idea for me to replay my camera real quick and just check and make sure that I'm doing the video right. So what I'm going to do is stop the video real quick. I'm going to play it back, make sure it's good, and then I'm going to splice the two together and we'll see what we get here. Because I have not recorded in a while, I wanted to make sure my phone was still doing what I needed it to do. So looks good. I'm going to go ahead and white out all of these parts that I don't need to show. It's a lot of white out. I have tried to cover these up with stickers, with extra sticker paper, and it adds so much extra to the whole thing that I just didn't want to go there and try that this time. Whiteout seems to be just the perfect thing. So I'm gonna get some of these lines covered up, the darker ones. The lighter ones don't show through as often as these darker ones, of course. And I'm going to start with that and see how that goes. I may end up doing more. So, first and foremost, though, I have a new grandbaby. This is our second grandson. He is 6 or 7 weeks old now. I got to see him when he was about 3.5 weeks old. He's adorable. He was a little bit early, but his weight was excellent, so that was great. And actually, I'm going to put that on top. And I don't know how low to do that. I might need to go. And whether or not, yes, I probably am going to have to take that line off down here. So he was born in August. September 17th, which was Tuesday of this particular week. On September 17th, I was able to fly down there. My flight, though, had been delayed numerous times, and it was late afternoon before I actually got to leave where I live, my airport, and head that direction. And so I was all excited. I got to go, you know. I thought, my son and I had talked, and he said, well, you may be delayed because of all these storms. This was during Tropical Depression Imelda, or Imelda. It's with an I, so I'll say Imelda. And there were lots of storms coming through the Houston area at that time. And so many flights were put off and such, but mine actually ended up being fine. It was not a truly bumpy flight. I've been on some bad ones before, and this one was not that bad. So I was delighted to finally get there, of course. And that was Tuesday. So I get home to their house, I should say, Tuesday evening. The rain started as my son was driving me to their house. They live on the northeast side of Houston in the city of New Caney. And we are going to see if my tape made it. It is sticky. It looks good. Feels normal. And it's very translucent, so I'm going to have to take these off. So, right. You think you end up at your kid's house, all the grandbabies. We were all excited to get to see the grandbabies, and the new baby was just adorable. I had to go run and wash my hands real good, you know, before I could touch him and all, because I just wasn't about to touch our new grandbaby without being clean. And the rains had really started to come down. My daughter-in-law is a very tiny girl. Her mother had been there and was staying with them at the time. And we're very good friends. There is a whole lot of love between our families. It was like the perfect match because we're truly family. There is no animosity, there's no jealousy, and I'm so thankful for that. They're wonderful people, and we just dearly love them, and their whole extended family for that matter. So she was there, and she and I hit it off when we first met. We were very excited that we both have the same Christian belief, and we are very, I'm not going to say very religious, because that's not what it is. We each have a close relationship with our Lord, and that's what kept us calm this week, was our faith in Christ and knowing that God's got us. So Tuesday, I flew in. Wednesday morning, by the time we woke up, actually, Wednesday morning, it had been pouring all night long, so we didn't really get a lot of sleep that night, plus the baby had cried quite a bit. And anyway, her mother and I met up in the kitchen early morning and on Wednesday, and we were both like, don't you think we ought to leave? And I was like, yeah, I think we need to get out of here, or at least be ready to get out of here. And so what we did, she and I, was we each packed a small bag of our items in my big suitcase. I'm going to show y'all some pictures of the actual flooding here in a minute. And I'll show you my big suitcase. It's sitting on a dining room table, up on top of a dining room table, because who thought the water would get up to there, right? Anyway, I had taken a lot of my things out of my big suitcase and put them in a smaller suitcase that she had lent me. And we each had taken care of ourselves. We got my daughter-in-law on board. She also packed a bag for herself. And then I started a bag for the babies. And so I've got 18-month-old diapers for my older grandson in this big, huge duffel bag. And I also have newborn diapers shoved full of food, diapers, some clothing. Oh, isn't that cute? And just, we kept putting more and more stuff in it because it still had some room. So why not? Wednesday. My son came home from work Wednesday and was off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. So Wednesday he gets home from work, I think is how it happened. I think that's right. It's really hard to remember now, and that's why I really want to put some of this down on paper. But ultimately, we had kept on checking the website for a creek that is behind his house. He has a small creek behind his house, and then the big, larger creek is another, I don't know, quarter mile away, maybe. I don't know. Peach Creek is the name of it. And we watched the levels of Peach Creek rise all day, slowly but surely. And according to some of the neighbors, especially the one right next door, who had been there for over 20 years, he had said to my son that the flooding that occurred inside the house did not happen until a certain level was reached. And so according to what we were seeing and the prognosis of what was happening, we really didn't think that we were going to have a flood in the house at that point in time. This is Wednesday night even. I was up most of Wednesday night, barely slept. So Tuesday night I didn't sleep. Wednesday night I didn't sleep because I got nervous. We all kind of got nervous, except for my son. He's like, no, I don't think it's going to flood. I don't think it's going to flood. So with all the bands of all the rain, it would be really, really heavy for a few minutes, and then it would ease off and just, pitter patter a little bit, and then it would stop. Then it would start over again. It would cycle, with all the bands of rain. And so we really kind of thought, maybe he is right. Maybe it's not going to do anything because this water level in the creeks doesn't appear to be over yet. We, of course, went and visually checked numerous times. And overnight, my son's mother-in-law and I am trying to just not say names, y'all know, just for safety's sake. So She and I were up all night. Flashlights, looking out the windows, trying to see if we could see water coming up in the yard. At this point, let me show you a few pictures, because by 7 o'clock Thursday morning, I was up. The light had just started to show outside, and I took some pictures. As the water started coming up in the yard, immediately, I took those pictures later. Immediately, as I woke up and saw the water in the yard, I woke up my son and his wife and told told his mother-in-law we needed to get out. And so we all jumped up, got the babies, took our already packed bags that were sitting by the front door, and my son started loading everybody and everything into the car so that the mother-in-law and I, the two grandmothers, and both of the babies were in the smaller car. And then my son and his wife were in his pickup truck, which sits up very high. He led the way and tried to get us out of the neighborhood early Thursday morning. And this is where we made a mistake, because we should have left the night before. We did not know how fast floodwaters in that creek were going to rise. Even at 6 o'clock Thursday morning, they still had not gone over the banks. And my son went out to look at 6 Thursday morning. By 7, it was up in the yard. That's how fast this happened. So he drives us, sorry, I'm not going to be sticking down stickers for just a minute. He drives us to the edge of the neighborhood. We have already gone through some high water spots, and tries to get us out onto the highway so that we can leave town, get out, right, with the babies. And our car couldn't make it. There was already a number of cars stopped, couldn't get across because this whole area was flooded. It was probably about 18 inches to 2 feet deep. Our little car was not going to make it through that. His truck did, but we couldn't. So we ended up parking that small car at a service station right there at the highway. And we all got in, their dog included, all got into the pickup truck, all on top of each other, all the babies. And we left a lot of the stuff that we really didn't need in that car, and ended up with just a few things. And he turned around and we went back to the house. Now, that was error number 2, I think. We should have stayed high and dry at the gas station, is what I'm thinking. Hindsight, you know. So I'm showing y'all pictures. I'm going to put some pictures in, and I'll show you some pictures. Ultimately, the water rose in the house. We had our older grandson in it's half size to me. It's not anymore because the newfangled stuff. The playpens are like half the size of what my kids had, which were the big, huge square ones. Well, this is a half size playpen, and it's a napping place, whatever. We put him in it and turned on Veggie Tales for him. And they started skedaddling around the house trying to lift stuff up. I'd already moved like my son's guitars to the sofa, you'll be able to see. A lot of our baggage up onto the chairs and sofas, because we thought, yeah, it may come in the house, but it's not going to get very high. Well, history on this particular house was that it would flood in Hurricane Harvey 2 years ago. A number of y'all have heard about the flooding that occurred then, and that also flooded my son's house quite high. They lost everything on that one. And so for some reason, none of us thought the water was going to get that high. Well, believe it or not, this time it got higher than Hurricane Harvey. So I am 55 years old, y'all. I have not had to swim in quite some time, but I know how to swim. And that's what made me not nervous as the waters started coming into the house. I knew I could swim. What did make me nervous, though, was the fact that I am no longer in any kind of shape to have to exert myself for very long. I can do short spurts of stuff, but I don't have that anymore. It's gone. And that's the biggest thing that made me nervous this time. about a situation, as I knew I could not probably save anybody, and maybe not even myself. So to cut to the chase, as I'm showing you these pictures, what has occurred is the water kept rising. We moved my older grandson to, this was a sunken living room, and it probably was only about 4 to 5 inches step down. But by the time we lifted him up and put him up on the higher portion, like in the dining room area, the waters had already risen that much. And so it was encompassing not only the whole kitchen, the living room, but now it was coming into the dining room area and everything. Inside the back doors that were right inside the dining room. We watched those waters rise against that back door quite high. The level outside was about this much higher than it was inside. As the waters rose, it just, you know, it got more and more. We knew the back doors were going to blow at some point. And my son had a chair sitting at the dining room table that I sat in as long as I could. He said, I don't know what I should do about lifting everybody higher until we can get some help here. Of course, we've already called for help. A lot of the neighbors got stuck because all of us thought this isn't going to get that high, right? I need headers. I'm going to just do everything straight across. So let me see if I can talk and do this at the same time. Since he's a boy, I'm going to pick these. As the waters got higher and higher, we kept moving us higher and higher. All of the stuff that we had, you know, brought with us to run with, we needed to try to keep dry because that's what we ended up, that was all we had, the emergency bags. And so, especially the baby stuff. Ultimately, my son went and got a canoe out of his backyard. He had to probably swim to go get it. But he came around and inside the front door, because we didn't want to open the back door and let all that water in from where the creek was rising up against the house. He brought it in the front door, and we loaded as many items as we could, plus the baby, the newborn, in his car seat. We put him in there. This is the pictures that I'm showing you now. You can see me sitting in a chair, and I'm holding the baby over the side of the canoe, and our bags are in there. The dog, ultimately we had to put her in there too. She was terrible, rotten. Trying to keep everything as dry as we could, knowing that the water was still rising, and that until rescue came, we weren't going to be able to get out of the house. And the back doors at this point were so overwhelmed with water, the double back door, it burst open and all that water came in. Now, real quick about my son. My son is very tall. He's way over 6 foot tall. He's a big boy. He has his Eagle Scout from the Boy Scouts. And through all of this, he and his wife were both very busy lifting stuff up, making sure that we are fine, watching out for the babies. We now have my older grandson in that what did I call a playpen. We now have him up on top of the dining room table, of course. And because of where the legs landed on the dining room table, that was real close to the edge of the table, and he was a little nervous and scared. One of us, the grandmothers, had to keep a hand on him. I tried with my left hand. You can picture, you know, left hand on the playpen, right hand on the newborn in the canoe, and it was really ludicrous. I mean, we had to laugh at times just to get through all this. We did. We had to laugh at how horrible when the freezer tipped over. We had to laugh that as you'll see in some of the pictures, the kitchen stuff, they did not screw down, or whatever you call that, the big long, is it a bar area? What do you call that in the middle of the kitchen? Can't think of what those are called, but it floated. It was huge. We had all kinds of stuff on it, and you could hear it as it tipped. Everything fell off of it. I love this sticker. I met my new grandbaby this day, so I'm gonna put that right here. So anyway, it was hard, y'all, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what to expect, of course. All I did know was that God was going to take care of us. And I felt that peace the whole time, which some of y'all may not understand it, but there was peace in the midst of the storm. And the flood waters were rising, and we were busy taking care of the necessary things. By the time a rescue boat came, the neighbors had boats, thankfully, and had started coming to do water rescues. The water had risen out front of the house. You'll see these pictures. My daughter-in-law with our older grandbaby in the back of our son's pickup truck. The pickup truck bed, the back end of it, is filled with water up to almost the wheel well height as we started the rescue. She and my older grandson were the first ones out. Right after them, we took the baby out. And after that, I'm going to have two of these on this side, aren't I? I'm actually going to switch the Monday one for this one. After that, because of her height, we had to rescue my son's mother-in-law. And everybody was taken up the road to where the waters had stopped flooding. And neighbors helped so much. So much. The rescue people were total strangers to me, most of them. I only knew a few of the neighbors from the few years that they've lived there and had gone through another Hurricane Harvey. Met them after all that, but they were lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm a big lady. Most of y'all probably already know that, but to rescue me, I went right before my son in the order of rescue, and I had to walk out that front door chest high water. I had all of my medication. I'm diabetic, so I had to keep all my medication really close. I had it around my neck. If hefty bags, if y'all are ever in a flood, hefty bags of the Ziploc, not brand, but hefty zipper bags. Saved my phone, saved all my medication. Nothing in it got wet. My phone was not wet. If you're in a high water rescue of any kind, put a bra on, ladies. I woke up and got dressed, got wet, changed clothes, didn't put a bra on. How stupid. Yes, I went and put one on in the water, in the flood. I went and put my bra on so that I could tuck the baby's pacifiers, my phone, everything right up next to me, because I knew everything was going to get wet, and I knew I had no pockets in my clothes. crazy, crazy, crazy. I know, I talk about weird stuff, but it's true. This is what we had to do. So in the middle of all that, I'm thinking, well, what am I going to wear for a flood? Anyway, I was thankful for those plastic bags. The rescue workers were fantastic, as I said, and we were all safe. Praise the Lord. And calm. We are, of course, we're soaking wet. We were cold. People in droves. I mean, lots and lots of people came out and helped us. Helped all the neighbors. I can't believe that I'm sitting here talking about this right now, because at the time, I didn't think that was going to happen. I wrote a text to my husband because I didn't know. I couldn't reach him. The phones, I don't know if it was the cell service was down or what. He didn't get that until much later. Actually, so he did not know how bad it was really, what was really happening, even though I showed him pictures later. They just didn't get to him to see it in real time. And by the time he had talked to me on the phone and I was telling him what happened, we were safe. We were in a safe place. So anyway, we're very thankful for God protecting us through all that. But I gotta say, it does kind of haunt you for a while. They were able, the next day, the water, by Friday evening, the waters were gone out of the house. So Saturday and Sunday, the kids were at the house cleaning up. And I got to spend a whole lot of time with my grandsons. For the next week. So I was thankful for the time I got to spend with them. That was time that it was, I guess I spent as much time as they needed, because it was not in an ideal situation. I ended up at a hotel. My younger son had come across Houston, and he and his father had taken all of us, the dog, everybody, in their cars back over to the west side of Houston. And that's where we stayed for the rest of the time I was there. And they are now living with their dad. So at least there was somebody there for that. My younger son got me a hotel room for the whole entire rest of the time I was there. And I stayed in a very nice hotel room. And every day I went over, just about every day. I think there was one day they just didn't, need me to be at the house, and they were going places or whatever with the kids, so I didn't go that day. But it all ended up okay and fine. And last Tuesday, today is Sunday, October, what is this, the 6th? I don't know. What is today? I'm sorry, I just have to have a look and see. It's October the 6th. Today I'm home. Today, Tuesday I got home. I didn't go anywhere until church yesterday. We go to church on Saturday. Went yesterday to church. And I'm fine just staying at home because I need to just veg at this point. This is a time period for me to just kind of get over everything. So I've decided, as I'm doing this, and I want to finish up a lot of my past weeks that I have neglected. I want to work more on doing my Plan With Me videos. I would like to catch up on some of those, but for the most part, there's going to be a number of weeks I'm not going to worry about. I did not, I was really busy these weeks, but I didn't even write stuff down that I did. This is the last one I planned, but I haven't written on it yet. I need to do that and catch up that week. I actually have stuff written down to do. This week I made clips. I opened packages of beads and organized beads and got ready for this trip for this week. So I'm probably just not going to do catch-up videos. I'm probably going to just, from here forward, videos and hopefully veg out. This is therapy. Doing those beads is therapy. Any of you who have ever been in a traumatic situation know that it takes time to process. So many of you prayed for us through all of this, and I cannot thank you enough for doing that. Y'all's support, just sending a heart, sending a praying hands, y'all helped a lot. Y'all had beautiful messages for us, and I shared those with my daughter-in-law and my son. We're good. We're doing good, and we're very thankful that everything went the way it did. Look through here and see what I'm not using, because I haven't looked at all the pages yet. Oh, definitely I want to use the half boxes. See if there's more. There's 4 on here. I don't do these, so I set that aside. Those I might need. These are adorable. I'm not going to do a weekend banner unless I do it way down here. So, where are some more half boxes? Okay, I'm not seeing the 4 half boxes. Am I right? Or am I just not seeing more? Almost makes me want to cut these up and just put those down. The hearts on that checklist are light enough that I can write right over them. So I could do that. And there's the sidebar stickers. Okay, let's just... There was not a whole lot Saturday and Sunday. Let me see. The tape, the washi tape, it made it through a flood, y'all. And then I'm like shocked, but it really did. And so kudos to Irene. And thank you, Irene, for your sweet message. I appreciate that. I'm looking for these scissors. I guess I'm going to be calling all of this flood washi. I wrote on the Simply Gilded website. I took a picture of this as it was all drying out of my washi tape, and y'all, I said Simply Gilded Washi, not, W-A-S-H-I, not washi, W-A-S-H-Y. I said it takes a licking and keeps on sticking. So it really did. Let me get rid of those real quick and go ahead and try this. See, I haven't done this in so long, I'm doing it backwards. Let's just do it like this. That looks bad. Let me try something different. Get these out of my hands. I'm going to start over this little doodad. Okay, let's do it the right way. This is harder to place than I had thought it was going to be. That'll work, and I want that'll fit this other piece on this side. Okay. Of all of the ones that were in this, let's see, that and that were my, I was so afraid. These are some of the horizontals. Those are okay if, you know, I don't use those as much. Let me set those aside. But the confetti ones and I said horizontal, the vertical ones I don't use as much. The vertical ones I'm going to set aside, but the horizontals are the ones I was worried about the most. And then these with the spots, because they're my favorites. Let's see, I'm not going to use that. I think I'm going to use that. I want to use some of those brand new. Hadn't even opened the packages yet. They got wet of the last release. That's silver, not hollow. I don't care right now. I just want to use this particular tape because it was in the flood, and it will mean more as time goes on. Let me put some of these down. I'm delighted I didn't lose my washi. I'm not thrilled that it doesn't look nice, but that's okay because it survived and I didn't have to worry about any of that, which was huge. It was really huge. I've never lost anything in a natural disaster before, and I did not realize how just losing a few items hurts. It does. I'm being honest. It was kind of hard because it didn't have to happen, but it did. I'm thankful for what I have. I try to take care of what I have, and I'm still taking care of it. I'm keeping it and using it. That was gold. So let's do some of these. I want some of this blue in hollow. Let's use this. This is rainbow, I guess. Pastel rainbow. I don't know what she called these actually. But I'm just going to put that there. Cut way too much off of that one. So in the past, I had given my daughter-in-law and her mom traveler's notebooks and lots of inserts and stuff like that that they could use. We all kind of like the TNs, and that was fun because it was something I could share with them that they liked. And so I had shared a bunch of my kits and all the stuff from the kits with them, and I still have lots and lots of stuff here at my house, and so I'm thankful for that. I'm going to be, I don't know when, but we've got another trip scheduled and hoping to carry them a lot of good stuff like I did last time after that particular flood. So ultimately I lost the hobo sized Planner Society cover and one insert. I thought it was a print impression insert, but it was not. It was a cheap hobo imitation from China. And some printable stickers, which, hello, that's what I can remake because I already have the files and everything. And so it wasn't a lot that was lost. It just wasn't. I think it was more just the trauma of being through all that that kind of made me feel like I had a loss, and I really just didn't. My son and his wife lost many, many, many more thousands of dollars of things than I ever have, so I need to quit whining about it. Clothing was actually able to be washed and used again. Ended up at a Walmart, wet clothing and all. And my younger son took me to a Walmart as we were heading toward his house, and I was able to buy some stuff to get me through the night in the next few days. Excuse me. So blessings all around. I mean, able to do that, able to find things that fit me, which is not easy to do, able to make it alive. I had some bruising, but I mean, that I guess just comes with that kind of territory. I'm looking for a few more banners or something that I can stick on here, and I'm not seeing anything, so let's see, what else do I have? I just used those. I guess I could pull out a new one of something, but I really want to keep using, I'm just going to put these here. Another strip of this. Anyway, seeing what all God did during all that time it's sometimes overwhelming, but I'm so thankful, y'all. Some of y'all watched my videos for a long time. You know that there's been health issues, there's been, you know, things that happen. All of us have that. All of us have lives that get turned upside down over and over again. Many of you have lives that are much more traumatic, experiences that are much more traumatic than any that I've ever had. And yet you get up every day and you keep going on. And y'all are the true heroes. You really are. Those of you who hurt and have daily pain, I can't imagine waking up every day knowing I'm going to hurt to the extent that you do. Many of you have pain inside, not just physical pain, but maybe mental and emotional pain. I think this community is pulled together over and over to give hugs and positivity to so many that hurt. And that's why I continue in this community. Otherwise, I'd do this on my own and not watch videos and not talk to y'all or anything. I would not, in fact, I would probably just not even do videos at all. But y'all are so positive and so caring that y'all have become a big part of my life and who I am. And I appreciate each one of you for that. Oh, I can't get this off of me. Sorry. It's the little things, right? So, anyhow, I know I have not done my fingernails. Yep, that's pretty gross. But these went through the flood. One video with ucky, yucky, 3-week-old fingernails that made it through the flood. And that's what they look like. So, and they're the ones that held my grandbabies too. So, we'll just do this video and be done with those. I will redo those this week before the next video I make. Sorry, y'all. I am doing a rambly mess on this week's video. I'll go ahead and put weekend up here. I didn't get that straight at all. And if you're making it all the way through this video, gold stars. I wish I had some gold stars to hand out to you because you deserved it. I'm going to finish the sidebar real quick, and I may put some of those half boxes down in here. I don't have anything sitting around, I don't think. Do I? No, date covers. I might do a little bit of that. We'll see. Oh, I know what I do have. These. I pulled those out. Plan for Happy. Printables, and you can foil them. She has some really cute stuff. And I also have a sheet of swoosh marks from MWD, Mother with Daughter Designs. I like to use her stuff too. So I want to put those down. I'm just going to put one of these on all of these days. And do the sidebar and be done, because I need to go ahead and stop yapping and get done. Again, if y'all have not got a spatula scraper thingy like that, a paint spatula, stickers come up so easy with that, y'all. I think it was Cardboard Couture or Nikki Plus 3 that used that when I first saw it, and I had them here, so I pulled them out and always keep one handy because it really works. My fingernails don't work so good because of the stuff on them for that, so recommend. And again, if y'all are interested in my clips, the planner clips that I'm making, I can make them on a large, like this size clip. I can make them on a regular size clip. And I have some other ideas to do with this too. So watch my Facebook, sorry, not Facebook, Instagram. I am Faith Grace Crafts. I'll put that down below. Faith Grace Crafts on Instagram. And I have all of these pictures already there. If you want more information, message me, please. This was the 16th. I guess I can go ahead and do that since I forgot. Square on round. Oh well. 16th. These date dots are from Paper Crown Planner. They're squares. These are printables. 18. And for those of you who have an Erin Condren binder, I have decided I'm going to quit using mine for now. I just don't love it. And I stressed myself out quite a bit thinking, oh, I have to keep up, I have to keep up, I have to keep up. Not going to happen. That is just not something I'm going to kill myself over anymore. And I'm not going to have any... I'm just not going to worry about it. I don't think that's something I need to worry about right now. I wonder... There are bows. Those are all pretty thick. I want to go with the foiled ones, but those are really, really cute. I think though... No, I think I need a solid right here. I'm going to go with this color. I don't use a sidebar hardly, but I may make a few notes in this sidebar for this week. We'll see. Oh, I think I will. I think I'm going to put a Bible verse over here. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and just use one of these. I'm going to write out a Bible verse. I've decided, I found it yesterday at church, that I think will be perfect. Do that one there. Or I already put it down here. I like these colors a lot. Is it just me or is that really crooked? I just see one dot on each of those, so I think it's straight. Looks crooked though. I'm gonna go ahead and put another one down. I think I'll use this blue one right here. That's much better. And in this bottom section, which I don't use very much anyway, I'll just leave that. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I wanted to put some of these boxes down though. Will they fit? My husband's singing upstairs. Can y'all hear him? I'm glad my life is back to normal. The really bad thing about the whole experience truly was how bad everybody felt, because they had just finished, many of them, my kids included, they just finished all the stuff that they had to get done to the house when it happened again. And so much of what they had worked on, even just recently, they had just this week finished up a shower that needed, sorry y'all, my phone doesn't have much more memory in it. It stopped. I had to redo a few things. I'm going to try to finish that up real quick. I'm going to say thank you to every one of you who have watched through and listened to this. I appreciate y'all being here for me. Love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're interested, have a look at my Instagram, Faith Grace Crafts. I kind of think that's going to be fun to have. Oops. Let's see. How does that work? I've not tried that on here yet. I like it. But then again, I like all kinds of stuff hanging off of all of my tins too. So I'm going to enjoy this. I hope y'all are going to like the charms and stuff that I'm making. I've got other plans for other things, so stick around. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Bye.